So the Trudeau Liberals have put out their new budget. And even though Justin Trudeau himself has promised us that this visionary new budget is going to fix everything, apparently by doing exactly the same thing that's gotten Canada into the mess that it's in, but even though he's assured us that everything's going to be fine, there still seems to be some people, I guess those mean conservatives, they're probably racist, right? That, well, they're not totally sold on it.
Franco Terrazzano, who joins us once again from Ottawa. Franco, the parliamentary budget officer, is forecasting a deficit of $41 billion this year. Now, you say the feds have no plan in place to actually balance the budget?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a real bad news
Yeah, he is the director, Canadian Taxpayers Federation.
budget for taxpayers. Massive deficit, going to be around $40 billion. Of course, that means more debt added onto the backs of Canadians' kids and grandkids to pay back. Under Trudeau, this federal government has already essentially doubled the entire federal debt. And what this means is that more money is being wasted on interest charges on the federal debt. I mean, you're probably expecting in this budget year for interest charges to be around $50 billion, which is almost or about the same amount of money that the federal government sends to the provinces in health transfers. But if you look at projections, I mean, in a couple years, in 2028, interest charges on the debt could surpass the revenue that the federal government collects from its sales tax. So in only a couple of years, every time you go to the store and pay the federal sales tax, well, every penny collected will be going to pay interest charges on the federal debt. So totally unsustainable. And really, it appears like the Trudeau government doesn't really care about fiscal responsibility or helping taxpayers.
He doesn't care about fiscal responsibility. Yeah, I don't think that he does. I don't think that he does. Here, 2015, this is the Canada's national government debt. 2015 there. 2023 here. Yeah, I think he probably doesn't care. I think it's safe to say that Trudeau does not care. But let's continue.
You have the ear of Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland. What advice would you give her on where the federal government really needs to cut back?
First, stop wasting so much money, like when the federal government spent $8 million building a barn at Rideau Hall. Or, when Trudeau last fall spent $2 million on a 6-day trip to the Indo-Pacific region, where they racked up almost $200,000 on airplane food. But you also got to do the big things right. Cut down on the ballooning bureaucracy. The Trudeau government has added about 100,000 new bureaucrats, has handed out like $1 billion in bonuses, and also stop the corporate welfare.
So talking about those 100,000 bureaucrats. So when I say that the money they spend just goes to bureaucracy, that's what I'm talking about. He's increased the government employees by 40%, the size of the government by 40% since he got in. But anyway, let's continue.
Right? We've heard the feds announce tens of billions of dollars in corporate welfare to build these battery plants. You know what? If you want to grow the economy, you should cut taxes, cut red tape, and cancel the corporate welfare.
All that money for the, was it tens of billions for the battery factories? Of course, the electric car market immediately goes in the tank because, it's Trudeau, right? It's Trudeau. Great at figuring out ways to waste money. How is it even possible? There's Franco Terrazzano again. That's the guy we just saw, Canadian Taxpayer Federation. How is it even possible for government to hike taxes and still run a $40 billion deficit? So yeah, increasing the capital gains tax. I wonder if there could be any unforeseen consequences of that. Right? I wonder if people with money are going to love that and think, what a great idea. Why don't I lose more of my money in Canada? Or maybe they'll say, maybe we won't invest in Canada. Maybe we'll take our money out. I don't know. Come to think of it, they might just do that. Huh?